Hello there. Welcome to Prequel, Sequel, Requel, the show where we pick a film or a franchise and give it a prequel, a sequel, and a requel with a panel of comedians and movie lovers too. Tonight we've got a classic comedy for you. We've got Twins, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. Classic comedy there for you. Let's meet our panel though this evening. Let's get them straight in. First of all, he's a legend in his own underpants. He's on this show all the time. It's your friend of mine, Eddie French.
Hi there, Eddie French,
Hello.
live from his underpants.
I didn't know what to say. I'll just make it
Clearly,
just riffing. You know. Oh, you've already got a fan. Look at this straight away.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Austin Rigo.
Austin
Rigo.
No,
there you go.
I have to say, like Basil Exposition. No, Austin. Yeah.
How's your week been?
Oh, it's been okay, I suppose. Yeah. No, it's been fine if locked down. How about you?
Yeah, it's been all right, really. You know, can't grumble. I could, but what good would it do?
Do you know what? It would do absolutely none, and you'd not feel better for it.
You won't. Speaking of feeling better for it, we've got another panelist. I don't know why these links, they don't work, do they? It's your friend of mine. She's a comedian. She's an actress. She's a dancer, and she makes models out of Airfix kits. It's Natalie Smeaton.
Hi, I am a dancer actually. Not.
I know.
Can
You're a private dancer, like Tina Turner sang about you.
She did sing that song about me. I'm very upset about my fringe look. It looks like I have cut it wrong, but I haven't. Look, it's all one length. It's sticking up, and oh Lord.
Oh, I was going to ask you how your week's gone, but pretty much you've just summed it up.
This is how it's gone, Chris. This is how it's gone.
God. I mean, we're all having a few, nobody's show ready tonight, is what I'm saying. Nobody's show ready.
I've only been cutting my fade, so I've actually got like very short hair here, and then just left it long on top, like some sort of dreadful hipster.
Lockdown hair.
It's just a fun thing I'm doing in lockdown because I looked a bit like bad Brian Baker out of Bad Religion with it for a moment, so I'm going to do that. Right.
Well, with that in mind, do you know what? We can't do this as a three, can we? We can't do it as a three.
We can't.
I think we need a special guest this evening. And we've pulled out all the stops again for this one. This is a cracking guest. She's done the show several times now. She's a pro at this. She's a comedian. She's a singer. She's an actress. She's a dancer as well. She does everything. It's Hannah Warman.
Yeah.
Does Hannah do Airfix models?
Do I do what?
Airfix models like me.
I'm afraid not, but I am definitely a professional dancer. Everyone who knows me knows I'm actually a ballet dancer.
Yeah,
ballet
dancer. I mean, I'm amazed you're not mid-plie right now.
I mean, if I knew what one was, I'd be doing it.
Sure.
I mean, that's why I stopped hanging out with you, because you just did ballet all the time, and it was embarrassing.
And you're more like a jazz dance, aren't you?
Yeah, freestyle.
I mean, never mixy dancers, they don't get on. You know, I've always found that.
Have you not seen the film Save the Last Dance, which proves that is absolutely incorrect, Chris?
That was a work of fiction, Eddie French. I don't believe that such propaganda.
You believe that to be science fiction?
Yeah.
You should do a prequel, sequel, requel of Save the Last Dance.
We should. Make everybody watch it, yeah.
Let's change it to that now, so we just have to improv. Go.
Yeah, destroy
the sequel.
It's they don't save the dance and the town burns down and they all try to dance in the flaming carnage. I don't know. I'm not doing it. You guys are. So yeah, thank you so much for coming again, Hannah, to do this show. Appreciate you. Thank you. Right then. So if you're just joining us, watching online, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we're on Twitch. And the show is basically, these guys are going to pitch their movies, a prequel, sequel, and a requel for the movie Twins. And we'll vote on each one as the rounds progress, and there will be a winner this evening. And they're competing for the ultimate prize, winning the show.
Can I just say a little caveat?
Yes, of course.
I think I'm the only... I'm echoing, by the way. I think I'm the only person here who is a twin.
Oh!
Am I right?
You are right, and I didn't know that. We didn't know that. I don't think, did we?
Yeah. So just bear
Wow.
that in mind when you're voting, everyone.
They're an extra vote. Wow, a twin.
Yeah.
Were there any twins on the creative part of this film, Chris? Do you know? Because is Ivan Reitman a twin or anything like that? Is there? Or is
I don't think.
Was this created as Twin Face? Is this what we've seen?
Oh my god!
I don't know.
Oh god, we need to cancel twins now.
I'm not sure what you're on about.
As in, you can't play a twin unless you are a twin. I believe that, like how you shouldn't get like a white person playing a non-white person and just like blacking up or whatever. So you also should only have twins playing twins.
Twin face.
And you shouldn't have like a Lindsay Lohan in Parent Trap where it's her playing both twins. It needs to be genetic real twins. Otherwise, you're cancelled now.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Even if you want them to look different, you can't do that.
Boy, oh boy, are you going to find the proposed sequel triplets upsetting?
Oh yeah, there is a proposed sequel in them. But let's get on with the show this evening. Enough of this witty banter. Right then, what I like to do, obviously at the start of every show, I like to give you a quick recap of what the film's about. Those of watching at home, if you haven't seen the film in a while, we'll give you a quick recap. It's a long one, this one, sometimes a short, but this one, they've gone all out. Are you ready for this? Right. Back of the DVD box, it said, here we go. Superstars Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito team up for twice the laughs in this hilarious box office blockbuster from director Ivan Reitman, Ghostbusters, as if we didn't know. An ambitious genetic experiment takes the wrong turn when two twins who look nothing alike are born and then separated. Years later, the unlikely siblings meet. Julius, a highly educated but sheltered giant with a big heart, and Vincent, a pint-sized hustler with an insatiable lust for women and money. Oh, with girlfriends in tow and a hitman on their tail, the newfound brothers set off on a wild cross-country misadventure to find their mother, but end up finding out more about themselves.
Oh,
that's beautiful.
It got me right there. That it was. Do you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. This film was pretty fucking touching.
It's pretty good.
I got a little. I got a little. You know what I mean? We're talking Bruce Willis Armageddon CGI tier. That's what we're talking.
You were too good to have one put in props like real tier.
Yeah, I got the CGI boys to do it. The deep fake to tier.
It's very brave of you to admit that, Chris. That makes you very vulnerable.
No, it was good. It held up, this film. It was. Sometimes we do watch stuff on this show and you watch it and go, oh, God, there's a really bad joke about something that shouldn't be joked about now, But this was, I thought we were all right. Unless, did anybody find out that was a bit wrong?
It mostly did stand up, actually. I mean, there was that funny bit that you shared that thing on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Where the woman who's meant to be fancying Arnie, they're like sharing a room, and she's like basically presenting.
Yeah.
Within heat. Yeah.
That would probably still be done today, wouldn't it?
Yeah, she was doing that in every scene she was in, though. It was consistent with her character because every scene she were in, she was like, "Hi, do you want to do this?" And it's like, what? It's like all the way through it. But I watched it. Obviously, she died. Rest in peace, Kelly Preston. Not too far back, did she? Probably years ago now. But I watching it going, put a bit of a dampener on it. You know what I mean? But anyway, it was still good, wasn't it?
Dying isn't sexy,
Yeah, you're right, and it's rude.
Yeah,
it was rude. It was rude. Blue Canary, hello, Blue Canary.
Oh, just waving.
Thank you for joining us. This is did a bit of voice work for Blue Canary.
Oh,
yeah, we go way back.
Oh, good.
Should we get on with the show though? We're gonna... Right, we're going to go. Let's get into the prequels tonight then. So, first of all, we're going to go with Eddie first for your prequel to Twins. Are you ready for this?
I am. Could you do me a favor first? Could you point out that there might be strong language and adult themes in tonight's show?
Oh, yes. Have I not said that already? Yeah, right.
I did feel that. I mean, my other two are a lot more tasteful than this one, but this one does have content.
So, if you're watching, you've got If you've got young kiddies watching, please send them to the rooms now. There's going to be some bad language. Everybody watching. That's just lost the viewers. Right then. So Eddie's strong language version of Twins, the prequel. Here we go.
It's more ideas than language, but sure.
Okay.
6 of the world's greats, greatest all white. Sorry, 6 of the world's greats. They're all white men because, come on, are at the annual meeting of the BWM, which is Brilliant White Men Society. They all admire each other, leading their respective fields. They get drunk on some nice booze and start talking about rude stuff. Each of the 6 claim they are the best ones at wanking. The athlete says his strength and focus is the reason. The physicist says he knows all the best angles to do a wank on it. And the philosopher says he understands the point of wanking, which means he's much better at it. They all get caught by Tony J with a German accent wanking into a big bowl. And they, to save face, tell him it's for science. So they pour it into a young Heather Graham.
Right, okay.
Heather Graham playing the mum in the...
Yeah.
Little pre-fame Heather Graham, uncredited.
I think it was an uncredited role. Yeah, she was a walk-on. Oh, I mean, you don't, do you, Natalie Smeaton? You don't do walk-on roles.
You don't. You wouldn't catch me dead.
She did
Offer
roll on
only.
a bit later. So.
Well, at least one line.
One line. Did she? She didn't have any lines. Did she?
No, she
didn't
didn't.
have any lines.
No lines for you, Graham.
All over Tony J's German accent explaining that Mary and Benedict was wonderful.
Yeah. Right then. So Hannah and Nat, you get to ask Eddie a question on his prequel there. If you've got anything to ask him, go for it now.
So this is going to have to be a pretty high-rated film, isn't it? I mean, like, just what rating is this film going to have, and just how explicit is this content going to be?
I would like there to be 2 cuts. I'd like there to be a hardcore only licensed sex shops can sell it cut. And I would like just sort of a hard R, sort of very much inferred, but it's mainly sort of manic elbows and sort of that kind of thing.
Right.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Of course you may, yes.
Is the entire film, which I'm presuming is at least 1.5 hours long, just this one scene of them wanking?
Yeah, that was another question I had. Yeah.
No. It's the culmination. What there's going to be is it's actually a psychological study of
course.
of the competitiveness wrought by toxic masculinity. The fact that they're getting progressively drunker. Okay, one of them may be a super athlete, but the other one is very, very clever. Another one is incredibly sort of adept at, let's say, art or literature and that kind of thing. So everyone's aware they're amongst equals, equal levels of talent and skill, if not within different fields. So it becomes this, but who is and then it comes down to, as what most things with men comes down to, how good are you at doing a big splat everywhere?
Okay. Yeah.
Simple.
In the more toxic realms, I believe that's what happens. So that's why they end up having an ability themed wank into a bowl.
And do we see Heather Graham being
poured? I believe he said poured into.
Pour. Okay, we see all of that. And is it Heather Graham now?
Is Graham basted? Is
Is Graham basted? The basting of Graham. I mean, again, in the what's it called? The unrated cut, probably. Otherwise, I mean, it won't be an actual. We're going to use stunt cum, probably.
Okay.
I think it's sort of like PVA glue.
And that's going to go into Heather Graham.
It's going to go into
peel that back out, can't you?
Of Heather Graham. There's going to be.
It's quite fun to pick that.
Yeah.
Yeah. She can peel it off
There'll be some
Probably.
poor intern working on this film who goes, "There you go, ma'am. There's my credit. I was chief peeler."
Yeah.
I peel at the Graham.
Yeah, I mean, look, we'll ask Heather if she says no. I feel the story needs to be told, and I'm willing. Then fine. If not, we can probably make some sort of prosthesis.
Right.
We'll, like when they used to make Red Dwarf, and they used to have to put Crichton's face on. They used to have to use loads of like plaster of Paris and stuff. We'll do that for Heather Graham. Or
All right.
we'll just buy one from a shop in Holland.
Okay. Hannah,
That's my twin.
This is your twin. So we got a twin on the twins. Wow, I can't believe it. That's brilliant. Oh,
But we're a bit like Arnie and Danny. We don't look alike.
I think you do.
I mean, you look more alike than Arnie and Danny, but
yeah.
but
unless your sister's like 8 foot tall and you can't tell on that photo.
No, I'm the Arnie, of course. She's the Danny.
Are you both the same height, or are you both like?
Yeah, well, I'm about 1 inch taller, so I am a slight Arnie.
Definitely,
Right.
You've definitely got the Arnie edge.
Right. Okay.
I didn't get all the other things like the athletic skill or
All right.
all the Australian accent.
Do you both have the same interests though? Do you both I don't know. Do you both do comedy, or do you both sing?
Yeah. We're very different. We are very different, quite similar to in this very film.
All right.
We're not like those people.
Can you feel each other's pain? Can you tell where she is even when you don't know where she is?
I think she's doing a poo right now.
Nice. Twins feel. Look at that.
We'll get a comment on that. We'll see if you're right.
That's the only thing that we have that we're linked when one of us is doing a poo. The other one feels like they need a poo.
They're identical.
I mean,
exactly the same.
Definitely what 2/3 of our audience are doing at any given time.
You're right.
Confirmation. There we go. You're right. In that case, definitely
told
twins.
You.
Okay.
Twins. Wow, that proves it.
I believe it. I believe it.
Evident.
Right. So let's move on then to let's get on with Natalie. It's your prequel, please.
Okay. Here we go.
All right.
Webster just wants to be the best high school glee club props boy he can be. He isn't great at it. In fact, he gets getting caught on stage after scene changes and gets too close to the side of the wings and the audience can see him. This results in lots of directors screaming, "I can see your face. I don't want to see your face." Eventually, driven mad by the pressures of trying to do a good job and having a bad night where he knocks down a piece of the set, killing an actor and exposing himself to the shocked audience, he realizes that he quite enjoyed killing the actor and that he should probably kill people for a living on one condition. If they're allowed to see his face, then they have to die. The end. That's why in the film he keeps saying, "You've seen my face. Now I have to kill you." That's why.
Okay.
What's his problem with his own face? Has he got body dysmorphia?
No, his face is fine, and he's just associated being screamed at by directors every time he made a mistake as a prop boy, and exposed his face to the audience, and ruined many a play. That's just become like it's almost like a Pavlovian response. Yeah. So now, if he's doing a job and his face is seen, if he gets on the bus, you see his face, he's going to shoot you. You pick postman knocks on the door and gives you a parcel, he's going to shoot you. Essentially, nobody's allowed to see his face.
I have a question. Where do you get off sharing stories I told you about me in strict confidence? Just writing them up and flinging them on the internet for a laugh.
This is showbiz, Eddie. You know what I mean? It might have been a secret then, but if it wins me this round, then I'm fucking having it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck, but I don't recall there being much jizz in your story. So we'll see what wins.
Funny because your jizz film was about my life.
That's true. That's true.
Wow, spooky.
Yeah.
It's crazy that everybody's talking about each other's lives now. Can't believe it.
Talking about...
Maybe we're all twins in reality.
Oh, maybe we're quadruplets separated at birth.
Maybe
we have all got dark hair. which is more than you can say for my own twin who's blonde.
Yeah. We're going to get letters about that. Why did I watch this show where everybody had dark hair? I'm outraged. They all need cancelling.
I'm going to share this on Reddit, the subreddit r/blonde people are better, so fuck off. That is what I'm going to share it on, and now I'm going to dox you. Yeah,
exactly. Right. Have you got a genuine question, Eddie, or are you?
We're just wasting our time.
It just pissing us around, you know. Time is money in here. We've already been on 21 minutes. Come on.
It is, yeah. What sort of percentage of this film is going to be the murdering side of it, and how much is going to be the sort of the build-up, like the serial killer soup simmering away?
It's going to be about 2/3 build-up, 1/3 murder. So there's going to be a lot of murder, but that's going to come at the end. We're going to see this slow
rampage, but
like in Falling Down with Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Well, you get that like build-up of tension that sort of starts to boil over. We're going to see a series of plays that he makes mistakes in, and a series of directors treating him more and more badly when he exposes his face, and they don't want to see him, and they scream at him until the fateful night that he accidentally crushes the actor to death, and he's hounded from the theatre, and goes on the run, obviously, because he's just killed someone and realizes he quite likes it. And then that's it. Carnage, bloodbath. It becomes like a Tarantino movie. People left, right, and centre, everywhere.
Is there a bit where he thinks, I could either run away from this theatre or I could live in the cellar and play the organ?
Not at all, because there's already one in there. So, yeah, he don't want to take that guy on.
It would be good. It would be kind of fun if it was a production of Phantom. that he crushes them underneath, because you've got the falling chandelier.
Yes.
And you can crush a boy under that. And then he can like run away, but with like the cape and the mask so that no one can see him.
No, we're talking like the type of carnage at the 88 is like Crazy 88 in Kill Bill 2. That type of carnage.
Right.
Or Kill Bill, the first one, whichever one the Crazy 88 is in. Yeah. That's the second, like the third of the film, the last third of the film. It's bloodshed.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool, very nice. Hannah, it's your turn, please, for your prequel.
Okay. Mine could sound similar to Eddie French's in lots of ways.
More jizz.
There is jizz. There genuinely is jizz.
Mo jizz, mo problems.
Not my experience. Right. Prequel. It's the swinging 60s, and a young Marianne Benedict, played by Heather Graham, is an unsuccessful artist living in New York. She's no typical artist, and she mixes her own paint by using leftover sperm from a sperm bank. One day, she's reaching to get her big pot of sperm so she can mix up some paint, and it falls on her head, knocking her unconscious and covering her in ejaculate. When she wakes up, she's pregnant with twins. We should write one together.
We should, yeah. I think.
All right,
instant questions, immediate questions.
Yeah,
how strong are these sperm swimming to actually get inside her and then impregnate her if she spills it on herself? I mean, are these super sperm? Are these like mega sperm?
Well, it's because she's basically been making this paint, and she doesn't realize she's not a scientist. She's just an artist. So she doesn't realize that if you mix sperm with this particular kind of colored stuff to make the paint, it has a chemical reaction that makes it into super sperm. It makes it kind of live forever until it's in a warm place.
Wow.
So even if it had been 1,000 years later and fallen on someone else's head, and it was a man or a bear, it would still, that person, that bear, whatever, would still have had Arnie and Danny as twins.
Wow. Now that's a film. That's a film I would pay to see.
Continuation of that same film.
That you could do like an anthology series where some prankster has hidden small vials of this super sperm all over the place, and in 1,000 years just it lands on different people and they produce their own Arnie Danny sort of version but mixed with their own DNA, and then see what happens there. Could be like a humble salaryman from Tokyo, or could be the Sultan of Brunei, or all sorts. That's fun.
All right.
Yeah. These
Yeah,
are all
good.
good ideas I'm going to incorporate into the pitch.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Right then.
There's
So
theories here. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
there's some good opportunities. Yeah, franchise rights is what we need. Yeah, so that'd work, wouldn't it? You could have all sorts of. It's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That you have all sorts going off there. So that's good. Right then, let me just think what we're doing now. Right, we've got to the end of the prequel. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a quick recap. Those of you watching at home as well, you can vote for your favorite in the comments. We'll see comments wherever you are: Facebook, Twitter. Not Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. They're the ones. Fuck Twitter.
What about Parler? Is it on that?
No, we can't get on
Parler
there.
and Telegram.
It's in somebody's parlor somewhere if they're watching.
No.
Don't know. Right, I'll give you your There's a lovely elderly lady with a cup of herbal tea just sipping, watching us talk about coming in files.
Yeah,
Jimmy.
Which one of the jizz ones to vote for?
There was two. Right, I'm going to tell you what they were, actually. Let's do the recaps for you before we all vote. Eddie's was 6 of the world's greatest scientists. They're all white males. Because he said, obviously, they are. They're at a company called BWMS, British White Men's Society.
No,
brilliant white, sorry. Right, so then they're all wanking champions in their own fields. Okay, in their own fields of genius. There you go. Right, and then the Professor Werner comes in while they're all wanking, and they all fire it in a bowl.
This is a very, very, very loose approximation of Eddie's story.
I know, and then they pour it into the young Mary and Benedict.
They claim they're doing science to cover up the fact that they all got so drunk they had a wanking argument. The whole thing, which means that Twins is basically a sort of Dave Gorman style sort of drunken bet gone too far.
All right. Okay. Very nice. Nats was Webster, who's the hitman in the movie. He was a props boy in his younger days, working for different productions, theatrical productions. Directors though kept screaming at him because he kept getting his face in the way of the, they kept seeing him off stage, and they're like, oh, and they're saying, get your face out of the scenes. So he decides, he kills an actor one day, and he thinks, oh, this could be my forte here. I could go on a killing spree and kill people. But then he says he's got a bit of a mantra: if you see his face, you die. So that's where that comes from as well, due to the horrific time he had with the directors. Okay, that leads directly into the film, obviously Twins. Hannah's was it's the swinging 60s. Heather Graham's a painter. She mixes her own paint with jizz. Then she's from a sperm bank. Sorry, she gets it from a sperm bank, and then she reaches for a pot of sperm, and it falls on her, knocking her out, and then covers her, and she becomes impregnated, and that's what leads into Twins. You get an Annie and a Danny in every super sperm, right? Okay, so let's vote. We can vote in the room. We get a vote each, and also vote in the comments online, and we'll get them in here. We can have a look. Right then, what are we going for?
Oh, which jizz film to vote for? Gosh,
haven't you got the problem? Yes, I can't help but feel that I should probably vote for Nats. One, I like an origin story of someone who goes off the rails, and two, voting for Hannah's will probably seem a bit like I'm just voting for mine by proxy.
Just voting for jizz.
All right.
I'm struggling.
I vote for Nat because I feel if I voted for Eddie, then that would be a vote for jizz, and I can only vote for my own jizz story.
Sure.
True. Yeah, true.
That's the thing about jizz. For every jizz, there's a story.
It's true.
It's the ultimate origin story, jizz.
You're absolutely correct.
Right. This is tricky. I'm going to vote for Nats as well. I've got to vote for the origin story. there is 2 sperm stories there. It's hard to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it starts, isn't it? When it's hard,
It
you
is,
know.
yeah.
Yep.
Between 2 sperms.
Cool. 2 sperms. We go on now. Yeah.
I think just because it's very difficult to choose between the 2 of them, and literally they were both as good as each other. The only thing that clinched it was the prospect of seeing a pregnant bear give birth to an Annie and a Danny. So I'm gonna go for Hannah.
Yeah, it was good.
Simple as that. Sorry, Eddie, yours was really strong.
That's fine. That's fine.
It was really strong.
Really strong jizz.
I can't
Very strong
fault
jizz.
your reasoning there. You're right.
Well, wait a minute. We've got and vote for Hannah. So 2 votes. Okay. Do you know what?
Yeah.
What?
It's even Stevens. It's Nat and Hannah. You've drawn the round there. There's no more votes to count.
I feel a bit guilty that my twin and her boyfriend have basically fixed this.
It happens all the time. Nat's niece comes in all the time and goes, "Now vote for Nat," even no matter how good anybody's in.
I'm sorry, my niece always votes for Eddie. I'd like to point out. And if she was here, she would say she doesn't. She's voted for me once in the whole time.
She has voted for you before, but yeah, she has voted for me too. She's
voted for Phil. She's voted for the guests. I think I've had 1 vote out of her. That's why she doesn't come on anymore. Because I always text her at the end, and I'm like, "Why didn't you vote for me?" Yeah, I've driven her away, Chris.
Oh well. Right, let's move on to.
If I drove away every audience member that didn't vote for me, I mean, come on. You're playing to minus people.
Right then. Nat and Hannah won the first round, so it's everything to play for still tonight.
It's everything to play for.
As we move on to the sequels, so let's do this. Nat, you're going to go first this time, please.
Okay. All right. Are you ready?
All right. Whenever you're ready.
Here we go. Julius and Vincent have done really well for themselves. They've made lots of money in their consultancy firm, so they decide to have a well-earned holiday and go to the tropical paradise where Julius was brought up to have 2 weeks rest. Little do they know that it's going to be a trap, and Professor Werner, who brought up the genetically perfect Julius, wants to run experiments on them both. Vincent to create an army of super perfect super soldiers and officers who can run things, and Julius to create an army of supermen, and Vincent to create a group of easily dispensable rubbish soldiers who'd be sent into war first, and if they die, won't be missed. The twins get locked in a room and have experiments run on them and cells taken, etc., until Vince, supposed to be the stupid one, creates a plan to escape by hiding in the lab coat pocket of one of the doctors. He steals the keys, he lets them both out, and Arnie rows them back to the nearest airport where they fly back to America. There you go.
All right. Sequel, right. There you go. Okay. Hannah and Eddie, you can ask Nat a question on that one.
Is this sequel being made in 2021?
No, I think it'd have to be made a couple of years after the original. Because if
I was going to say, who's going to play them? Because they look a lot older now.
Yeah, and if you try to make it an army of super soldier officers out of like the Arnold Schwarzenegger as he is now, I'm not sure they'd be as effective as the Arnold Schwarzenegger from the original movie. I mean, the Danny DeVito soldiers who were just there to get shot, they'd be fine, whatever age you made him. But yeah, I think Arnold's got to be at his peak physical perfection in this film. So I'm gonna go back and make it like in 1990 or something. Give him a chance to get that consultancy firm up and running. Yeah, and then so that they can be essentially kidnapped when they get to the island. Yeah.
Right.
Great.
Okay. Cool. All right.
How do they overpower the He-Man that is Arnold Schwarzenegger? Because like loads of people attack him. He gets attacked a lot in this film, and every time he just suddenly goes, "I can't believe you've forgotten the first rule," and he goes through all the different rules of engagement and stuff. So, I
mean, it's easy, Eddie. They just shag him, like, because we've seen the effect shagging him.
Oh right,
when he
that's
first,
like his kryptonite.
It's his kryptonite. We saw how he was when he was laid next to that lovely young lady after they'd done the deed, and he was just in this wonderful place. I'm assuming that he's such a pure and beautiful soul that every time he makes love to anybody or anyone makes love to him tenderly, then he's just essentially disarmed for maybe half an hour. So he's seduced. He's seduced. He's made docile.
Something of a fuck coma, wasn't he? It was.
He was, yeah. So as long as it's a tender act of love,
I mean, it's all in the presentation, as we know. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And
of course, the secret is add extra cheese.
Thank you for that.
Parmesan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. We got it. Yeah,
so,
movie reference.
He's subdued and then dragged essentially to the room.
Oh,
Danny's easier because you can just put him in like a bag of crisps and put a clip on the top. He's fine. But Arnie,
he's in there with some fresh crisps.
Yeah, and you just got to shag Arnie and you're fine. And then once they're behind that door, it's a steel door.
Right, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Steel door, lock him in. He's in there until Danny can sneak back out again in the pocket of the scientist.
All right. Cool. Okay. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. Right, we'll move on then if there's no further questions. Hannah, it's your turn, please, for your sequel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my sequel, it starts from the time that the contract killer, what's he called again? Murphy?
Webster.
Webster.
Yeah, Webster.
Okay, so the sequel starts from the time the contract killer Webster from the first film gets killed by 10 tons of metal chain suffocating him. So it starts from then. The Benedict twins leave him for dead, but he's not dead. He's stuck under the heavy pile of metal chains and manages to survive for 30 years by licking the iron every day. At the end of the 30 years of a pure iron diet, he's built up enough strength to lift the 10 tons of metal off of himself, and we see him emerge from the chains as a super muscly, half-human, half-Iron Man called Metal Man. He couldn't be called Iron Man for legal reasons. He makes it his mission to track down the Benedict twins to finally get his suitcase of money and to kill their whole family. But it's 30 years later, and the original twins are dead.
Oh.
However, they had 2 sets of twin sons who are now 30 and also live on that tropical island with their mums. Metal Man goes to the island disguised as various metal appliances, such as a dishwasher or a radiator, and he gets himself delivered to their home. He makes several attempts at killing them. For example, the dishwasher tries to swallow them, but they keep escaping by luck. Finally, their luck runs out, and the 2 sets of twin Benedict boys realize this is their father's evil nemesis, Metal Man, and they get him crushed and recycled into lots of wheelchairs to help handicapped kids.
Oh,
what a lovely end.
Thank you.
That's just as emotional as the original ending.
He's very emotional tonight. He's our Chris, isn't he?
It's after that visual treat of a film with that emotional baggage. I didn't understand. I didn't realize it were coming along, and it did. Anyway, let's ask some questions.
Are you constipated?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I chose to watch the film instead of going to the loo. I had a choice to make. Went one way. Should have gone the other.
I would like to point out, I'm very glad Hannah reminded us all of the very entertaining extra long chain falling on a man sequence.
Yes.
Which was for a very long time and is really funny.
Yeah. And then the giant pile was just so like, that was a lot of chain. I mean, it was like holding up a kind of a pulley system, wasn't it? So you think, what was it? Where were all that chain going? I don't know.
What I like is that it starts out as a sort of knock the guy out kind of thing, and you go, "Oh, that's funny. He's been knocked out, obviously. You know, he's not been killed. That's fine." But he's just been slowly crushed to death by 10 tons of chain. I can't breathe because
actually worse.
Move. Yeah,
and then they just kind of laugh and walk away like it was kind of funny. It's like you've dead man under that metal, but he's not dead.
No, he's not dead. He's Iron Man.
Not now. Now we found
out. He's not
out.
Iron Man, TM. He's Metal Man.
Metal Man.
How much of the 30 years do we witness? Do we just see this sort of man just become just the only thing in his life is the taste of iron and the thirst for revenge?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be kind of a speeded up 30. It won't be in real time 30 years like the program 24.
Oh, good. I'm
But
pleased.
we'll see the pile. We'll see like the end of Twins at the beginning of this film, and then basically there's a shot of him where you can see the change. You can see like little gaps in him going, la, 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 and then 30 years later.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
And he's there, Metal Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that can become a franchise. There's a lot of money here to be made.
There is. Yeah, there is.
I mean, each one of us is sitting on up to 3 gold mines each.
Yeah.
Metal mines.
Metal mines.
Do we see how Vincent and Julius die? Is Julius, isn't it? Yeah. Do we see how Vincent and Julius die? And how do they die?
How do they die? They just die of natural causes because they would be quite old 30 years on from when they were supposed to be 35. So they're not that old, but they're kind of average age to die. So it just happened. 65. Isn't that the average age to die? Okay, sorry.
I'm gonna have to look that up now.
We'll have to check those figures.
No, it's because they're on this tropical island, and the average age to die is actually really early on that island. So they actually were the oldest people there.
Just say shark.
And then also a shark.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. It was their time to die, and then a shark realised and ate them.
Well, the average life expectancy for a westernized male is 78 years. So let's go with shark. Yeah.
Yeah, but on this tropical island, it's 65. No, it's less than 65, and then the shark as well.
Yeah.
Because the tropical island is amazing, but it also has Ebola on it. So
right.
And a lot of sharks that walk on the land.
Ebola-hungry sharks.
Fucking land sharks,
man. Yeah. Any more questions for Hannah?
No, I think all of that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, cool.
Absolutely.
All right, Eddie, it's your turn for your sequel, please.
Okay. Vincent and Julius are having a lovely time. They have their beautiful wives and children. Life is good. One day, Professor Werner comes to tell them that things aren't all as good as they think. The bloody Russians only went and got a bit of their DNA when they were younger. They don't know how, but they tried to replicate the experiment done by the Americans. Now they have Now the USSR has psychic twins, and this has to stop. So our twins are flown to the USSR and have to twin sense their way to fight the bad versions. But oh no, the silly Ruskies have only gone and made a 7-foot buff AF Danny DeVito and a squat hairy Arnold Schwarzenegger. They find out that the wrong twins actually want to defect to America to enjoy Coca-Cola and Levi's jeans. So the real twins have to help, but they're attacked by the KGB, led by, oh no, Professor Werner only has a twin brother who's the one who stole the DNA back in the day. So he betrayed the US. Luckily, the 4 children that Julius and Vincent have at home are psychically point out on a map exactly where they are, and a US Chinook extracts them and drops a big bomb on all the naughty Russians. And then I wrote twins in big letters.
Okay, right. Good.
That is very comprehensive.
All right. Have you got questions for Eddie on his version?
I want to know when they've got the twins that are like a short, squat Arnie and a tall, muscly Danny DeVito. Is this all going to be CGI'd, or are they going to cast real people for this?
I think they're going to sort of deep fake swap them over. So we'll be using the Arnie body and stuff, but it'll have like a bit more hair and have Danny DeVito's head on it, and then sort of you got the short squat, but then you've got sort of Arnold, who won't show any like fat on his face because obviously it'll just go from sort of like, you know, and then into a really muscular neck and head. So, but he'll, you know, have the same proportions as Danny DeVito. They'll be wearing matching clothes as well, because that's just what twins do in films.
Yeah, and in real life.
Oh, in real life, yeah.
Soundtrack wise, what are we thinking?
Well, my favorite bit of the Twins soundtrack is when it's just finished and the first word in the credits song.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
really loud and high.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Guy just screams the word twins really
Yeah.
loudly.
I thought that was funny. Yeah.
And
It's
I
like,
think-
all right, we know what we're watching. Cheers,
Yeah,
mate.
all right, yeah.
Ghostbusters!
Yeah.
They just make every film do that.
Schindler's List! You know,
Just screams that after
not-
the movie. Yeah, that'd be great.
They come in screaming like bloody him out of Aerosmith, and it's just, so that's why I wrote twins like that at the end. So I think that is going to be the main. Every time there's like a fade to another scene, or like a sort of go, oh, we need to get to Russia now. Twins! Oh, here we are in Russia. It's going to be sort of
Like Batman.
Yeah,
Batman.
like Batman.
It's going to be like that, yeah. So that's going to be the sort of main motif, and then I think we'll get that song back again. But what we'll do is we'll get two versions of it, and so there'll be twins, and then there'll be whatever twins is in Russian.
Holy
Probably
shit!
twins with the backwards R in it.
They could have done a Batman and Robin with Arnie and DeVito.
Yeah. Although DeVito already played the Penguin.
Yeah, and Arnie played Mr. Freeze, so they could redeem.
Oh yeah.
That a bit. They've already had a taste of the Batman world, but
Apparently.
anyway, sorry, we're on Eddie's sequel.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
Dvoynyashki.
I've just found it. Dvoynyashki. It wouldn't quite work.
Dvoynyashki.
Stick with twins. It's good. Any more questions for Eddie?
No, I'm good.
Good.
We know
All right
what
then.
we need to know.
Yeah.
We've learned some Russian.
Your twin has put this, Hannah. I don't know what. I didn't know.
We didn't know you could get a muscular head.
Oh, I
Takes
used
a
to
lot
be
of
on
work.
like 3 packs of Wrigley's Extra a day. Back in the
Huh?
day, you can get pretty ripped.
On your head.
I've
There you
gone
go,
to speed
Sarah.
now.
If you want to get ripped, if you want abs in your face,
Yeah. Fabs, I call them.
yeah, chewing.
Fabs. Fabs.
Nice. Right, then let's do some voting. So you can vote online. Obviously, I'll give you a quick recap of what you've just heard. So the sequels for Twins. Here we go. Nats was Julius and Vincent. They're doing well in the business, so they decide to go on holiday back to Arnie's tropical island in the movie. But it's a trap set by Werner. He wants to experiment. And what he wants to do, he wants to build super soldiers out of Arnie's DNA and rubbish soldiers out of Danny DeVito's DNA. So they start doing that. They capture him by having sex with Arnie and just picking up, trapping him in a, what did you say? Chris packet. Yeah. But then Vince has an escape plan. He steals some keys off somebody and they escape and Arnie rows back home. Is that the end?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Right.
We could blow up the
Okay.
island as they leave if you want.
Blow up the island as well, just for good measure. You would do, wouldn't you? I don't. If I were ever escaping from an island, I'd blow it up.
That's what happened to the Isle of Man, right? That's what you did there.
Yeah. Well, the end of the Wicker Man remake with Nicolas Cage. I wanted the island to explode at the end of the Wicker Man remake with Nicolas Cage because he's going across it back and he's like, get it blown up. Anyway, Hannah was. Hang on. Hannah's sequel was Webster. He's still under the 10-ton of metal that he got trapped under at the end of Twins. The big metal chain that dropped on him. He's not dead though, and after 30 years he emerges, but you find out he's been surviving by licking the iron, and it's built up his strength in that time. Okay, and he now goes by the name of Metal Man. Bear with me. He tracks down the original twins, but they're dead. Find out they're dead. They were killed by a shark.
Shark.
They're twins that they had though in the film. They're on the tropical island. So Webster decides to disguise himself as various appliances and get delivered to him, so he can take them on and try and kill him. And it doesn't quite work. So the twins find out that it's him, their dad's nemesis or ex-nemesis, whatever it is, and they decide to crush him, kill him and crush him and turn him into wheelchairs for all disabled kids around the world. Whew, okay. I don't know if I missed that out. Eddie's sequel was Vince and Jules. I'm just calling them Vince and Jules now. They're getting on with their life until Werner says the Russians got some DNA at the same time as the original experiment, and they've created two evil twins or bad versions, but they've done it the other way around. So Arnie's the short one, and Danny DeVito's now the tall, muscular one. They track them down using their twin sense, and then they have a big fight. But then you find out the bad versions want to defect to America. Then you also find out there's a twin of Werner. Fucking hell. He was the one who took the DNA in the first place off his twin. Then the four children from the movie psychically track down all of the twins and airlift them to safety in the USA. Woo!
And I just found out that the person who sings that song, Twins, is Little Richard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love Little Richard.
Yeah, I love Little Richard too, but I never think of him as an artist who was recording in 1988. But yeah,
twins.
so
apparently Little Richard had a twin called Big Richard.
It did, yeah. They were so poor in Mason, Georgia, they could only afford one name and had to differentiate just between sizes.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
Right, let's do some voting. Let's go get voting. Don't forget you can vote online on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We will see them in the room. So don't be shy, get voting. Let's vote in the room. What you got, guys? What do you think?
I'm gonna vote for Eddie.
I'm gonna vote for Hannah.
I'm going to vote for Eddie.
It was a good one, Eddie. Yeah.
I was on a roll after the jizz one. I just thought, do you know what? I'm just coming up with a good idea on top
Just
of
knocking them out.
Just knocking them out. Just lining them up and knocking them out.
Yeah, I want to see the evil ones fighting. It's a bit like Superman 2, isn't it, where he's fighting the evil Superman. I like that bit. Nobody else does. I like that idea. Okay. Nobody's voting online here. We've not no votes. People are watching, but there's no votes. So I'll have to close it in a minute. We'll do a countdown. 10, 9. Wait a minute. Just as I said it.
Hey, and you're supposed to be my sister's boyfriend.
Leave him alone. He might vote for me one day.
Wait, we got Paul McCart. Hello, Paul. There we go.
Nice.
There you go.
No, I'm voting for Hannah because I like the body horror element, and I.
Wait a minute! Wait a minute!
What's going on?
Oh, any more votes? Could be. No, we're not.
Equal Stevens.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Eddie, you clinched the round just with 4 votes to Hannah's 3 there. Nat, you didn't get any for that one.
I didn't get any. I can't do this anymore. I'm closing my computer.
All right, Eddie didn't get any votes in the first round. Don't worry about it. It's all to play for. It's all to play for still tonight.
It was very good.
I'm fine about it.
It was good. It was beautiful. I didn't know this episode was going to be so emotional tonight, guys.
I know.
Everybody's just crying.
When Arnold Schwarzenegger is used for good, this is what happens.
Yeah. Hey, this is the first Oh no, I was going to say it's the first Arnie film we've done on here, but it isn't. Way back when, the first ever episode.
First episode, yeah.
Jingle All the Way. We did it.
Jimmy.
Yeah. It does say cookie in this one as well, which I was quite pleased with, because in Jingle All the Way it was on about his cookies. Put that cookie down.
Yeah, also, did you notice in this film there was a little echo of Terminator? He said, "I will be back."
Yeah, he did.
When he'd like hurt someone.
Yeah.
This was after Terminator.
Oh, I thought it was before. Whatever.
But still, it crept in there.
Still, it was an Easter egg.
It was. It still said it. Yeah, it was good. It was good. You're right. Did you notice? You might not notice this, you eagle-eyed viewers. I noticed this when I was watching it. Do you know when he went up on the wheels in the car in the parking lot thing?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
When the car drops down on the long shot, the airbag goes off in the car. Right.
I didn't see that.
I honestly, I'd noticed it and I was like, that didn't happen. I rewound it and I'm like, yeah, it does. It actually, if you watch it again, it goes off in the guy's face who's trying it. Then the next shot is a close-up of Arnie. No airbag.
No.
And it's blatant. You watch it and you go, oh my God, it literally, the car drops and it goes.
I'm going to have to
brilliant.
rewind it.
Yeah. I don't know if that's in the trivia, but it should be. Anyway, right then, let's.
Also, is it the first time that Arnold Schwarzenegger reacts to a standee of Sylvester Stallone in a cinema? Because he does it in this film and he does it in Last Action Hero as well.
Probably there were a rivalry between them, though, wasn't there, for
Sylvester
a number
Stallone's
of years.
in a thing, and Arnold Schwarzenegger looks at him and then he feels his own biceps and goes and walks off.
Yeah, it was good.
But in Last Action Hero, they've made up Stallone as the Terminator, like a cardboard standee. He's in that. He's got the guns on the motorbike, and Arnie goes, "Oh, I love that movie. I will be back." Ha ha ha! And it's sort of it's little. He'd never existed. It's
good stuff like that.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, nice, very good.
Arnold, it's because you never existed.
I don't know if this is true. Very quickly, but apparently they used to get the same scripts Arnie and Stallone through on the desks, and they used to accept them before the other one because they wanted to do them. And Arnie said he was trying to get the script for Stop or My Mum Will Shoot, which Stallone did, and it's a pretty crap film if you've seen it. But he told his people to tell Stallone he was really interested in doing it to make him accept it. And I think that I've heard that. I don't know if it's true or not. It might be, but that's pretty funny.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, and sometimes the idea is better than reality.
Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Anyway, right, let's move on to the Requels. The last round of the night is still to play for tonight. We've got some even rounds, so let's see what happens. Right then, let's do this. So first of all, Hannah, you're going first this time with your Requel. I know. I like to give everybody a fair chance. You know, different, mix it up a bit. It's the same order every time we do it.
Ready?
Yes.
35 years ago, two twins were separated at birth and don't know each other exist. One's called Perfecta, and she's played by Beyonce. She's beautiful, kind, intelligent, and has been living a privileged, educated life in a space station on the moon. And the other is Kathy Burke. When Beyonce's character Perfecta finds out she's got a twin sister, she goes to London to find her. Kathy Burke is a famous actor, especially in the UK, and it's actually very easy for Perfecta to find her. Kathy Burke just tells Perfecta to fuck off, you cunt. But Perfecta won't give up, and she sings Kathy Burke a beautiful song that their late mother used to sing to them in the womb. And Kathy Burke suddenly remembers and realizes they're not so different after all, and they get themselves surgically attached so they can never lose each other again.
Nice. Okay.
I love your sort of. You just go. I like what I've written. So body horror. Let's put more body horror into it. I like that.
Cool.
I've got to say, I love Kathy Burke so much. Did you see Kathy Burke's reaction to Helena Bonham Carter? Did you see what she wrote in the movie to Helena Bonham Carter?
No,
absolutely. You know what? I'm going to find it and I'm going to read it out to you, Chris. Talk amongst yourself. Give me 1 second.
Well, Eddie, have you got a question then?
Yes. How far? Obviously, there's a moon base that Beyonce is on. Is Beyonce playing a different character, like playing an actual character, or is she playing herself, but just a version that grew up on a moon base? And how far in the future is this set if we've got these sci-fi elements?
Well, it's actually the humans are building a space station on the moon at the moment because they found enough water that means that we can sustain life if we did want to build a space station on the moon. So I'm just going a little bit, like we're a little bit more ahead. Okay. And this is actually set in now times. Okay. And Beyonce doesn't play Beyonce, she plays Perfecta. And she's perfect in every way. And because she's perfect in every way, she can also sing like Beyonce.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Not even Beyonce could argue with that. No, I found it. Would you like me to read it out to you? So,
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Helena Bonham Carter did an interview about acting, and was quoted to say, "This is Helena Bonham Carter explaining why acting has been tough for her. If you're not pretty and you're not working class, you have Sorry, let me start that again. If you are not pretty and you are working class, you have an easier time in terms of people's attitudes to you." That's what Helena Bonham Carter was quoted saying in this interview. Kathy Burke replied in the same newspaper, "Burke versus cunt. As a lifelong member of the non-pretty working classes, I would like to say to Helena Bonham Carter, shut up, you stupid cunts." That's what she put in the paper. It's there for everyone to read, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And that's kind of what I want her to say to the Beyonce character when she first sees her. It's like this Helena Bonham Carter type perfect person. He's like, "Oh, poor me, I'm your twin," and she's like, "Fuck off, you can't." But then she realizes she needs to be attached to her forever.
Okay. Have you got a question, Nat?
No, I mean, you said Kathy Burke, and I'm all in. Frankly, Eddie's got a lot of work to do now. Sorry, Eddie.
Yeah.
Don't say. And I'll tell you something. I've not done it.
Right. Well, we'll find out now because it's your turn. So let's
that level of work for it. Yeah.
Let's have a listen.
Mine's sort of a remaster more than it is a reboot. I really, really like the narration from Professor Werner. I think that that's really, really good when he's at the beginning and stuff. And because it also reminds me of the narration that was at the beginning of a Tom and Jerry cartoon where Tom plays Johann Sebastian Strauss, which is beside the point. But I just want him to continue the narration throughout, but sort of just saying really obvious things. So it's sort of, be saying things like, "Oh, Julius, that is not what she meant." And things
right,
like,
okay.
Of course, right. Vincent had kept the money. Just every time one of them gives the other one a look, I want him to just really explicitly state what those looks mean, because it sort of started out, "She was beautiful," and all this kind of sort of very simplistic stuff. So I'd like that to continue.
All right.
And also now I know it's Little Richard. I want everyone every time anyone says the word twins to go twins.
Yeah,
that's the new way of saying it, as if that's just how you pronounce it in the world.
Yeah.
Is this narration? Is it going to be done with the same gravitas as Morgan Freeman in The Shawshank Redemption?
It's done by Tony J, who played Professor.
Yeah, but will it be done with the same gravitas as Morgan Freeman brought?
It'll be the same.
Answer the question, Eddie.
It'll have
you can't handle the truth. Answer the goddamn question, Eddie.
Say gravitas or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop stalling.
It will.
Tell us not the gravitas already.
It's totally there. We got it out of him eventually. Fucking hell.
I mean, I don't know why I'm getting a harder time than most journalists give the Prime Minister, who's presided over 100,000 fucking deaths in this country. But apparently, finding out whether the level of gravitas is equal to or greater than Morgan Freeman is somehow my bloody 100,000 dead. It will, Nat.
Thank you.
It will. Right. Okay. Lovely. Hannah, have you got a question for? Have you already asked?
I don't know if I better think of a question quick.
You don't have to ask it, but you can.
So there's gravitas there. Based on that, do you think you'd make a good Prime Minister?
No, I really don't.
Well, then stop criticizing our Prime Minister.
No.
We've got a political hot potato now. This happens all the time on this show. We know how political it gets. So
I'm not going to, because the main reason is that I know I would make a bad Prime Minister. He's still under the delusion that he's making a good one. So we're not. That's not the same.
I still think you do a better job, actually.
I wouldn't deny that, but it still wouldn't be a good one.
I always think, I mean, speaking of politics, I think Arnie should have been the president, when he were trying to be president. I'd have loved to have seen that. I'd have loved to have seen him be president. I just wonder what he'd done. Yeah. Well, it can't, can he? It can't be because he's not a. I thought you had to
not
be a,
American.
He's
Yeah.
not
to be a US
Yeah.
citizen.
But he did get to be
Born.
mayor of California.
Yes, governor.
I'm
Oh,
glad. In a way, I'm
Same
glad
thing,
he
innit?
didn't become
You're right.
president
gravitas.
because there would be something about.
Answer the question, Eddie.
There would be something about turning on.
Will you be prime minister? Answer the question.
Yeah.
It's a direct question, Eddie.
I'll be it tomorrow.
Stop sugarcoating it like ours does. Just get on with it and answer it.
Right. I'm off to
Are you
be
gonna
the
get
prime
to the
minister.
point?
And if anyone starts talking crap, then they don't get the vaccine.
Oh. Right. Okay.
I think that might lead to it would lead to definite trouble and firing. But but at least then I wouldn't be prime minister anymore.
I still don't know if that's a yes or a no. But we'll go on. All right. Good. Right. Okay. What are we doing now? Now it's your turn for your recall. I thought we'd finish. We haven't. Right. Are you ready for this?
Thanks, Chris.
All right. Go for it.
Okay, mine's very quick because essentially I really enjoyed the movie. I don't want to recast anybody, and I don't want to change the plot, the scenes, anything, the dialogue, the twins want it all to be the same, except it's all going to be filmed from Danny DeVito's height and point of view. So essentially everything is going to be looking at everybody's groins.
Right, okay.
We're never going to stop looking at it through Danny's eyes, which means obviously people like Arnie, everybody in it is going to have to emote a lot through the groin area rather than emote through their face, which I think would be a good acting challenge for anybody. But we never actually see Danny DeVito, so we're going to hear his lines, obviously, but because we're seeing it through his eyes, we never really see him. We just see what he sees. That's what I want to do with it.
Like Peep Show.
Like Peep Show, yeah. So we're going to see Arnie's crotch
genital level.
Yeah, Arnie's crotch obviously being the main crotch that we're going to see the most of, but pretty much everybody else.
Played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
What about scenes that Danny DeVito wasn't in the original? Does that mean we just don't see any of those scenes?
No, essentially, I want it all through his eyes. So any scenes Danny's in, they stay the same. And we can potentially have a credit scene at the beginning, which is just a general credit scene, like they do on some movies where it's shots of the city, or this could be shots of a tropical island, where the professor is narrating what happened with Arnie and why Arnie left.
Doing it with gravitas.
But he's doing more gravitas than Eddie or Morgan Freeman.
Thanks for answering the question, Nat. There, thank you for that.
You're very
welcome. That's really, really well answered.
I'm just going to be transparent with you all the way, unlike certain people who are also running for this presidency. I'm just going to be honest with you and open. Anything that maybe Danny doesn't see, potentially the professor could narrate, but everything else is going to be done through Danny's eyes.
Okay,
I love it.
Yeah.
So we've got questions for Nat on that one.
Well, I feel like Nat answered those questions very well already, and I want her to be prime minister.
Me.
All right. Okay. I'm trying to think if I had any questions, but I don't think I'm just. How many times was Danny looking at people's crotches in the movie? I mean, that's an obvious question.
Look at the size of him. He's like a tiny little man.
But surely be looking up like that. Be looking up there.
Looking up, but I think, to be honest, the women are going to get the rawest deal because he was right on cleavage height with his girlfriend and her friend.
Well, then they're going to have to emote through their breasts.
The problem is that
I love that in this film the breasts are at the same height as male genitalia.
Yeah.
And he's so tall that his penis is the same height as their breasts. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, that's very handy.
Yeah.
We all know that Arnie's girlfriend best emotes through her bottom because
she does.
She's always pointing at him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be no problem.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Right. That's how she presents herself, as we know.
We do.
I mean, it was disgraceful, wasn't it? Let's not beat around the bush. It was. Yeah. Every scene. It's like how have some dignity,
It Well, she just was having to work a bit harder because he had no idea what was going on, did he?
She was like that from the word go, though. Once you watch the movie, she's literally walks in the scene and goes, me gonna get me some money. You're like, what?
Hey, don't slut shame Kelly Preston. She's dead.
I know. Well, it's what she was given to work. They said to her, didn't it? Right, act like you're overly into Annie in every single scene from the word go. She's like, all right. He's like, yeah, that's brilliant.
I mean, that's a good point. So she did literally walk in on him in the shower. Straight
away.
There was no shame there. Sticking them cookies was there. There was, yeah.
No,
Can I just bring something up really quickly before we forget to say it? There's a line in the movie where Danny DeVito says he lost his virginity in a nunnery or whatever. No, to a nun when he was 12.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that would not, in the reboot or whatever now, they can't say that and laugh. That's just terrible.
And they made it out like it with the nun with the one who like, oh, what a poor victim. The nun where you're like, what?
Yeah.
He's 12.
There's also that photograph.
Should be, I mean, that nun should be in jail with no chance of parole, surely.
And what they did was they just went, well, she couldn't live here anymore.
Yeah, he was a right trouble causer, that 12-year-old kid who sexed up the nun. It's like, what?
That was the only thing that did not age well.
No, that wasn't great.
No. Anyway,
although there is
no wonder he set the place on fire. That's why.
Yeah, I mean,
if I was interfered with by a nun when I was 12, I'd burn down the fucking place.
That's actually the whole reason he's like a criminal. He's just got all of this trauma.
Complex PTSD, and the whole thing is just the whole thing is another bloody cover-up by the Catholic Church and all of the dreadful stuff they've got away with for centuries now.
It's true.
I mean,
it's really about
that he's not as tall as his brother. The man is just in agony.
Yeah, we've solved the case of twins. We've got to the bottom of the subtext now. We've done it. We've got it. We've blown this wide apart. My God, it's not such the carefree comedy we thought it was now.
It's not.
No.
Bloody Jacob.
Oh God, now I'm really sad because not only was he
you know what? It's doubled the emotion. Forget about doubling the comedy on the back of the DVD.
Think about it this way. Not only was he dealing with the fact that he thought his mother had abandoned him and he was lied to, but he also was dealing with the sexual abuse by a nun.
No wonder.
And his pyromania. That's like 3 things.
Yeah. I mean,
in this hilarious box office blockbuster.
I mean, this is like Angela's Ashes. This is awful.
The next door neighbor pops round and to tell his current girlfriend, "Don't sleep with him. He's a jerk." And
don't lend him money.
Yeah, and all that, and it's like.
And actually, she was probably the nun.
She moved in next door to him just to get at him.
Don't sleep with him. He's a jerk. I've already had him when he was 12.
I was his foster mother.
It's just, I mean,
it's disgraceful.
Awful.
Right, let's do some votes.
He's turned out brilliantly, considering.
He has, yeah. Fair play. Right, okay. So requels. Let's have a listen back to these pitches then. So it was right. Hannah's was about Perfecta, played by Beyonce, or is like Beyonce.
Played by
Beyonce, who lives on a space station on the moon, completely perfect, singing voice, everything. And Kathy Burke, who's an actor. Perfecta finds out that they're twins, goes to London, and Kathy Burke tells her to fuck off, basically. Until Perfecta sings a song that their mother sung when they were in the womb. And she realizes that they're meant to be together, so they get surgically attached to each other. And that's the end of that, I think. Yep. Okay. Eddie's was a remaster, and it's just got more Werner narration throughout the entire film, saying obvious stuff that's happening. And Little Richard sings twins every time it mentions twins. Okay. Do you I'll save that for a minute. Hang on. Right. Nats was all the film is basically the same. It's Danny DeVito's POV shot all the way through it, though. You see what he sees, so mostly crotch shots, Arnie's crotch shots, and breasts. We decided as well. That's your requels. So let's get voting. You can vote online as well on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. There'll be some gamers on Twitch going, "What is this? We're talking about nuns and 13-year-olds, 12-year-olds."
We'll speed run it.
Yeah,
I love that.
Right then, okay. What are we going for?
I'm going to vote for Hannah because Kathy Burke should be in more stuff.
Yeah.
I'm also going to vote for Hannah because Kathy Burke is a goddess.
I think you're getting the vote.
No, I didn't. I'm going to vote for Nat because I love that it's through the point of view of a short person because I'm quite tall and I would quite like to learn how they see the world.
Actually, that would be interesting, yeah.
I'm going to vote for Hannah's as well because of the obvious talent of Kathy Burke in there. Yeah,
Next
I think
time
so.
I do the show, I'm just going to put Kathy Burke in it.
It works sometimes. People put a certain actor in, and anybody out of Police Academy. A little tip next time.
Oh, here we go.
My vote straight away.
Police Academy.
No matter who it is. I found out. Right, I've been watching Taxi, as I told you guys earlier. Right, found there's so many cameos. There was an episode with Martin Short in the other night. I was like, oh my god, Martin Short's in an episode of Taxi. I went absolutely bananas and then watched the episode. And then I've looked down the list. There's so many cameos. There's Tom Hanks in one. There's Bubba Smith in one, I believe, from Police Academy. He's in one. There's like loads. I'm like, it's Cameo City. Get it watched. Christopher Lloyd is superb as well. Brilliant. Anyway, just thought I'd have a little plug of Taxi there. Danny DeVito, amazing in it as well. Brilliant, really funny. Anyway.
Cameos in MASH. You get Leslie Nielsen.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, he's not on about MASH.
Fucking MASH.
Lawrence Fishburne.
We know you mention MASH all the time. Just give us an answer.
Chris never talks about Heidi High or Carry On Movies or Police Academy. You always
talk
the conversation.
Yeah,
MASH,
always MASH.
Wanting to be a prime minister and never answering a straight question.
It's just a good place.
Sorry, tell us.
When they were famous, that's all.
Who's in MASH then? Come on, which guest stars? Come on, reel them off.
Lawrence Fishburne is in one of the latest series.
He's got gravitas.
He has.
Ron Howard turns
I bet he got to it quick as well in the episode.
He did, yes. And then also Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen.
I thought you were going to say Leslie Phillips. I was going to be like,
I don't know. I was trying to. I get them confused when I just say their name.
Leslie Phillips.
Leslie Phillips. Appears to be in Korea. Oh no. Leslie Nielsen of Airplane fame. He was in it. He played a general who was quite happy to let people get shot. So yeah, it was good. It was good. He wasn't funny at all.
Is that it? Are there any more cameos? Because Taxi's got loads.
Yeah, I know, but I've not watched MASH recently, and you've watched Taxi for the last 3 days.
Oh, all right. Anyway, let's do some more votes. Let's go online. We've all voted in there, aren't we, in the room? Let's have a look. What time did that one come in? Yeah, 9:17. I've got to check it's a valid vote.
Crazy Shelley Long.
Oh, you're still going? Sorry.
Yep.
Must be a signal must have dropped. Thought you'd finished. Are you looking up MASH cameos on your Google?
Yep.
Also, to get gravitas, you need to pause quite a lot. It gives you the gravitas.
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi.
Oh.
My sister's gone against me.
oh, thank you, Sarah. I much appreciate that.
But obviously, as a twin, you'd have known that before she put the thing up.
Yeah. And actually, I vote for Nat, so she's only vote for Nat because she felt it in her brain. I need to vote for Nat. Somebody's telling me.
Wow. The power of twins compels you.
Twin stance.
They are supposed to be making a twins too, aren't they? Anyway, but with Eddie
Won't
Murphy.
be as good as what we came up with.
No.
I mean, I reckon they'll be listening to this because apparently they can't finish the script. So if that film comes out and there's a load of jizz in it.
Yeah. Or gravitas, we'll know.
Gravitas, yeah, all of them are emoting.
Yeah, if that motherfucker's got one emotive groin in it, I'm suing.
Yeah, sue them. Yeah, and they'll be on all movie shows going, yeah, we felt it needed Danny DeVito's POV in the sequel. We're like, what the fuck? Somebody, did you see? I saw a post on Facebook. Some guy claimed that some company had got his idea and it was the most generic thing. And it was like backstage at a comedy club, and this guy was ranting ages, going, oh, they've nicked my idea. This company, Channel 4 or whatever it was, saying, oh, they've nicked this idea. I'm like, it's just, it sounds like anything that anybody would think of, especially in lockdown. It was like a lockdown comedy club, and it was the behind the scenes goings on. I'm like, oh, well. You know, I thought it was interesting. And how Hannah... Oh.
She's basically saying that because she thinks I need a poo now, and she...
Oh, I missed the first bit of that. Look, yeah, I think the follow should be about me and Hannah, and how Hannah. That's why I didn't understand. They were like, "What?" There you go. That's the sequel.
It's just going to be something like, "Oh, Hannah, I think I'm going to give Sarah a ring," and you just go, "I wouldn't."
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Or I just say, "This is the perfect time to catch her."
Yeah. Undivided attention on the phone. Right then, so we've come to the end of that round, the requels, and Hannah, you've won the round with 5 votes, which means if my calculations are correct, you've won the entire. They usually are. You've won the entire night.
Yeah, and I'm a twin, and I've won twins.
I mean, it's a fitting victory, as you are a twin. Yes, definitely. So the victory really goes to your sister as well for tuning in.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the annoying thing about being a twin. Everything gets halved.
Yeah.
Oh, that's shit.
Just like the honour tonight of winning, it's halved for you, so it's not as good a victory. But anyway, well done, and thank you for joining us again. As always, you were superb. You well. Pardon? Did you tell me?
If I wanted today, I was like, it's so much fun.
Oh, it was a delay. I thought you went, fuck you off. Thanks for coming on. Fuck you off. Hang on, we've got your sister's going crazy now. Look, I win for being a twin. Yeah, we know. We've got you.
And she's put 2 exclamation marks.
Yeah, 2.
Even the punctuation is a twin.
One of them should be falling over there, like on the logo. Fix. Yeah. Steady on, Paul. There's no fixing here. You've seen all the votes.
Anyway, Paul. So what's
hang on, Paul. Fair and square, mate. Fair and square.
Yeah, Paul. Right then. So let's get to the end of the show.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Paul. We'll turn on you like that, my friend. In a heartbeat, we'll be back on you.
You saw what we did.
You'll be careful what you say. We'll be straight back on you. Right then. So thank you, obviously, to Hannah for joining us tonight, our special guest this evening. Would you like to plug anything, Hannah, while you're here? Would you like to tell anybody what's going on?
Just keep, if possible, follow and subscribe my YouTube channel, Hannah Warman Stuff, and follow me on Twitter, Hannah Warman, and Instagram, and all of those things. Thank you.
Lovely. Yes, cool. All right. Yeah, check out Hannah's songs. That excellent. Did you do a new song recently as well? You did, didn't you?
I don't. Not since I saw you. Not since we did this on Christmas time.
All right. I thought you'd done another one. Maybe it just got reposted. But I was like, oh, I've not heard this one. Anyway, that's cool. But check out Hannah's songs. They're cool and funny. So there you go. Nat, have you got anything?
Oh, not yet. I'm being really rubbish. No.
You've not got your new YouTube channel that everybody's waiting for?
I've just not had time. It's been very busy at work. Even though I'm working from home, it's been some long days. If I'm not doing discount or sequel, requel or working, I'm eating crisps.
Have you got like all the Lush products at your house that you have to ship out? Then is that how it works?
No.
Oh, how very American of me! Ship out.
Are you just delivering them?
No, I'm doing work for head office from home. For the business before it reopens, essentially. It's all very boring. There's no point in me telling you, but yeah, it's just been quite busy.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
very good. Answer the question. How many Lush deliveries are you doing? See how we're turning on everybody tonight. It's that kind of show. Somebody has just joined us. I bet they're going, what is this? You missed an hour and 20 minutes of the show. We're wrapping it up. Whoever you are who's joined.
But
right. Eddie.
Anyway.
Yes. I should have said that. Yeah. Come next time.
Start
Sorry for being hostile. Yeah, 8 babes. Nobody starts a show at 9:30 unless they're insane and don't want to do what else. Eddie, what have you got for us this week, plug-in wise?
IC News podcast, Fire Breathing Kittens podcast, and dare we even say a third podcast, Chris?
Yes, you can advertise that. Tell them all about it because you know the
going
deets.
to announce that the Discount Comedy Checkout Improv Show is a new podcast that will be dropping the entire first series, all 6 episodes, on Friday. So find it wherever you get your podcasts from. The Discount Comedy Checkout Improv Show, subscribe to it, and then you'll get the whole first season, and then every Friday after that you will get another episode. And so we've been recording them. They're really, really fun, and they'll go out soon. So spread the word, grab people's phone. You can't grab people's phones and subscribe for them these days. Just you know,
it's wrong.
Let them know, and that'll be awfully good fun.
Lovely stuff. Cool. As for me, what have I got this week? Monday, I forgot one night. Well, Jesus Christ. Tomorrow night, I've got my radio program, What's the Score, on Box Office Radio, 8 o'clock. I do need requests all the time for that. That's why I keep mentioning it, else I'd shut up. But yeah, if you've got a request for any score music, let me know, and I'll play it for you. You get a little request out. Nice, isn't it? 8 o'clock, Box Office Radio tomorrow night, every Tuesday. Other than that, Saturday I've got It's All Geek to Me, show with Rich and Nith, my old college friends. We do that, bit of geek news for you. This week we're doing a ET retrospective on that one. So and Rich hates ET, so that'll be worth watching.
No, wait, Rich, what's wrong with him?
He can't stand it. I don't know. He said it gets him really upset every time I watch it. So we're making him watch it this week. That'll be good. So other than that, we'll be back next Monday with another brand new show here at 8 o'clock. And I don't know what we're doing yet. I haven't picked a film, but we'll see what we come up with. So, other than that, thank you again to our lovely guest, Hannah Warman, as always, for joining us. Thank you very much. And yes, well done for winning. Very good. And thanks to everybody for joining us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch tonight. We'll see you all again. Thank you, and good night.
Bye.
Bye.